Hey Retro fans, welcome to another episode of Retro Gaming Memories. In this episode we're going to talk about the Xbox, the original Xbox. Back in 2001, 2002 when it was released, I had a PlayStation 2. I had kind of made the transition from PS1 PlayStation. I still call it the PS1 even though it's the PlayStation. Anyway, you know what I mean. I had moved from PlayStation to PlayStation 2, and the PS2 was my main console at the point that the Xbox was launched. And when the Xbox was launched, it didn't really hold much interest for me. It was a Microsoft console, and I thought basically that's an underpowered PC in a box, but pointless. And yeah, there was nothing there that kind of sold it to me. I wasn't interested in it because, like I say, I was a PlayStation 2 guy. The Xbox was, in my eyes, just a PC in a box, which was kind of pointless. So yeah, it wasn't interesting at all to me. However, around about 2000, 2001, I can't really remember, there was an exhibition in the Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh called Game On, and it was the history of video games basically, from the space war on the PDP. Did I have a number? Just the PDP? Can't remember. Whatever it was called, the PDP computer thing. From Space War right up through Pong, all the arcades, home consoles, right up to modern cutting edge gaming as it was at the time, which was the Xbox. It seems kind of funny now, but at the time that was cutting edge, that was the newest thing. So my friend and I went along, primarily because they had arcade cabinets there, and this was before the Replay and the Arcade Club and all Time Warp Arcade, all these kind of guys. Arcades had kind of died and you couldn't play arcade cabinets really. So to have a chance to go and play these machines again was great. So my friend Aidan and I went along and had a shot of these arcade games, played Pac-Man and all that kind of stuff, and it was great fun. They had some of Archer McLean's personal restored arcade cabinets here. They had a Star Wars cockpit, which was the first time I had seen that since 1982. It wasn't working at the time, but they had the cockpit. You couldn't sit in it. It had a please do not touch type thing on it. But it was great to see it nonetheless. And I've got photos from that period back in the day, kind of looking at these things, which is kind of weird. Anyway, I digress again. We walked around and we had a shot of all this stuff and looked at all the kind of cracking things that were there. And at the end of the exhibition, on the way out, the last bit you got to was sort of modern and future gaming, and they had the Xbox there. Now, like I say, I wasn't really interested. I saw it and I was like, well, that's that Microsoft PC in a box thing. Not interested. And they had it hooked up for multiplayer gaming, which was a double whammy for me. It was a Microsoft console and it was multiplayer, and I was like, not interested. I don't like multiplayer gaming. I don't like online gaming. Some multiplayer gaming with your friends is alright. Back in the day, we two of us would crouch on a computer or console and play together, and it was great fun. But really, multiple player gaming didn't interest me. I wasn't into it. And online gaming, modern online gaming, I can't stand. I can't be arsed with it at all. It's just pointless, getting your arse handed to you by some 12-year-old kid who just spends all day playing games. Not interested. So yeah, anyway, I'm off on a tangent again. But they had the Xbox there hooked up with 4 players. I thought I might as well make the most of my time, go up, have a shot so that I can, say, yeah, I've had a shot, it was crap, it was what I expected, I wasn't interested at all. So we stood in the queue. It was playing Halo. They had Halo set up on the Xbox, 4-player. They had a circular table with sort of 4 dividers, and in each segment of the pie, they had a little, I think it was like a 20-inch CRT telly, hooked up with an Xbox console, and it was running Halo. So we stood in line and waited and got on, and the person that was there kind of demoing the game had to show us what all the buttons did and all that kind of stuff. And it was a first person shooter. Obviously everybody now knows Halo, but at the time I thought, alright, okay, so it was first person shooter, like my first person shooters, and it was quite good fun. I thought, oh, it's alright, it's quite nice, there's a few nice details in it. So we were running about just kind of shooting folk, and I was like, it's okay, it's not too bad. And then we got on a Warthog, found a Warthog Jeep and jumped into it, and my pal Aidan jumped in the front and I jumped in the back of it and manned the guns, and all of a sudden there was this kind of light bulb eureka moment. I thought, what is this? This is just brilliant, being able to drive the truck about and say, there's guys over there, you go and shoot them, and me on the turret on the thing shooting, and then we jumped out and swapped roles, and I was driving the Warthog and he was shooting and stuff. And all of a sudden, a light bulb went off, and I was like, right, wait a minute, this is what multiplayer gaming's supposed to be like. This is brilliant. I love this. I need an Xbox with Halo immediately, and that was it. That's what sold me. So if I had never played that demo at Game On, I wouldn't have been interested in Xbox probably. So I went home and thoroughly enjoyed myself, and that was great, and I really sort of thought no more of it. Fast forward to that Christmas, it might have been the year after, but that round about then anyway. My girlfriend, as she was at the time, who's now my wife, she bought me an Xbox for my Christmas, and I have it here. I have to psych myself up because this is a beast of a console. I think this might, next to the Neo Geo CD, this is probably the heaviest console I own. It's beastly, but this is my original Xbox. The standard 8GB hard drive. It's not been modded or upgraded in any way. I've kept it as is. It still works perfectly. The drawer doesn't stick on it like happens to quite a lot of these consoles. I still love it. It's a great console. Still got all my original save games on it. I do have a memory card thing for the joypad in case anything goes skew with, but it's still got all my original saves on it, and it's still got some of my original soundtracks that I'd ripped back in the day. So I suppose we should have a little quick look at it. It's a little bit dusty, I'm afraid, but the original Xbox, and everybody thinks these are black. They're not black, they're kind of see-through green, believe it or not. But yeah, well, I'll be able to demo that a little bit in a second, I think. But anyway, you've got your drawer, your DVD drawer there. You've got your 4 ports for your controllers. Can't remember what one's what now. Yeah, power button and eject. I had to think about that. There's a few logos on here. This side doesn't open or anything. The sides are just vents for the huge components inside. At the back we've got the AV port, Ethernet and power, and a big huge fan, because like I say, it's a PC in a box basically, but I think it's 733 megahertz. On the bottom we've just got lots of Microsofty things saying, oh, don't touch this, you'll blow up. Lots of warnings and attentions and things. And then it's got the Xbox logo. The original concept drawings of the Xbox, it was an actual X-shaped console. It's very strange, but but there you go. That is the original Xbox. Now, the original Xbox came with the meatiest controllers I've ever seen. Here we have one here. The original Xbox controller is huge. It fits my hands really nice. I've not got big hands, but yeah, this fit really nice, and it's a nice layout. Everybody now knows it. It's kind of standard layout now, but it's just your normal layout. There are the ports on the top for memory cards, and the thing about the original Xbox controllers is that the rumble packs in them, the motors in here are really quite aggressive. You can get a proper shakeout of it when it's going full tilt. There was a bit of a backlash from gamers saying that this joypad was just too big for most people. There was a lot of dead space on it. I mean, that big huge paper Xbox logo and stuff, I don't know, but I quite liked it, I have to say. And I don't know if we'll be able to see this on camera, but the cord is that kind of see-through green, which is the colour that the actual Xbox is. It's not black, it's just the way it kind of shows up. Anyway, the backlash that Microsoft got for the size of the controller forced them to release these, the S controllers. What does it call it? Xbox Controller S. It's written on the back there, just in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. So it's a slightly smaller, probably just a bit bigger than a PlayStation 2 pad. And they jigged a couple of buttons about on it. For comparison, let's see if we can get this in. There is the original compared to the S. So that's the original, obviously, that's the S, it's smaller. So they've moved some of the buttons about. The white and black buttons were up here, they're now down here. The start buttons and things are over here as opposed to under there. Trying to do this while holding up controllers is weird. But yeah, so a decent size reduction. They kind of squashed everything together a little bit. The triggers are smaller. Let's do it that way. The triggers on it are smaller and kind of more pronounced, but I still prefer the bigger controller. But I mean, it's nice and comfortable. But they also reduced the shaker motors in the S controller. I don't know if it's because the actual handle bits are smaller, but you don't get so much aggressive vibration on it. But yeah, anyway, that's the controllers, which were a big bugbear for people when it first came out. They didn't like the controller at all. But I think they've done pretty well with it. So yeah, when I got my console for Christmas, I got a stack of games with it, which I've got here. Now, this was a pretty good set of games to have as a starting lineup, and it also came with a steering wheel, which I still have. It's in the loft. So that was quite a pack to get for Christmas. The Xbox and 5 games, and a couple of controllers and the steering wheel. It was a beast of a pack. So I loved it, yeah. But anyway, that Christmas I actually remember when I got it for Christmas. I have quite a busy, well, we all have quite a busy Christmas day, but I go and visit my mum, and then we went down to the future in-laws and all that kind of stuff. So it was actually Boxing Day before I got to play with my Xbox, but it was worth the wait. It was great fun. So I got the original Halo. I got Halo with it, which just absolutely loved. I still haven't completed it after all these years, but it's such a good game. I got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, the original Ghost Recon. I keep saying original. These are the originals. You know, this is what started it all off. Ghost Recon is fantastic. It's such a I don't know. I was going to say realistic, but you know, you can't just run in guns blazing. You have to think about the strategy of what you're doing and stuff. But anyway, everybody knows Ghost Recon now. God, it's a really popular franchise, obviously. But yeah, it was great. Still plays really well and still sounds great to this day. So like I say, I got a steering wheel with my Xbox, and that's because it came with Project Gotham Racing. What a game! I mean, the graphics on that. Everybody knows Project Gotham now, obviously, but the graphics on it were astounding. My stepsons at the time had a Dreamcast, and they had a Metropolis Street Racer on it, which was the kind of predecessor to Project Gotham, and it looked beautiful on the Dreamcast, but on the Xbox, oh my god, it was like, this is photorealistic, it'll never get better than this. And it still looks cracking to this day. It's still a really nice game, and it played brilliantly with the steering wheel. Great fun. I also got Rocky. Oh, get rid of the glare. Rocky. Our household is a huge fan of Sylvester Stallone and love Rocky. So to play this, you know, the music, the presentation of it all, the models of Rocky and Clubber Lang and all these other guys, it played brilliantly. It looked great as well. The damage on Rocky's face and stuff is just really nice. It was a really nicely presented game. So a cracker. And finally, my Christmas launch game was Splinter Cell. This was absolutely mind blowing at the time. I mean, you have a look at the graphics there, the sort of sun flare and all that kind of stuff, and the things you could do in it. It was just astounding. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain how groundbreaking that all was at the time. But playing Splinter Cell was just fantastic fun. And if you just have a little look, let's just see if we can do this. I mean, that is a starting lineup. Project Gotham, Rocky, Splinter Cell, Halo and Ghost Recon. For a guy that loves racing games, fighting games and shooting games, that's a pretty decent lineup. There we go. That's a pretty decent lineup. And that was a very, very happy Christmas holiday, I can tell you that. And I've went on to love the Xbox. I mean, I've got up there is my Xbox collection. It was culled a little bit during the kind of clear out, but I've still kept everything that was nostalgic to me and just a great, you know, anything that was a great Xbox game is there. So I've still got a good, I think, excuse me, I think it's a good quality collection of Xbox games. You know, I don't collect anything just because it's got Xbox on it or whatever. So I've got quite a condensed Xbox collection, and I'll run through the Xbox games that I have at some point. But yeah, I still really like the console. I think it's got some great games on it. It's a good, fun console. It gets pulled out when I've got friends round for gaming nights. You know, we usually end up playing Rocky, or Mashed is another cracking sort of party game. But yeah. Anyway, that's just a little look at the Xbox and a little bit of my nostalgia for it. Like I say, I'll be doing a proper Xbox collection video at some point in the future. But for now, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your comments and thoughts on the Xbox. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the drill. And I'll see you next time.